Did you know that our grandparents and overall older people can really forecast the future? Because turns out they can. From the early childhood, my grandparents were telling me, my boy, please do not put this evil piece of plastic, about phones obviously, next to your balls into your pocket, because it will affect your ability to be a father later in life, to have kids. And I was thinking like, yeah, grandmother, of course, of course. By the way, putting the phone next to my balls, because obviously I didn't listen to him. And then, about a year ago, I started researching the topic, and turns out that phones into your pocket next to your balls really affect your ability to be a father later in life. Number one. Another one, my grandmother was telling me, please do not bring your phone with you to the school, because you will get distracted and you will not be able to absorb that much of information and to study properly. And I was like, yeah, mother, of course, I'm listening to you, putting my phone into the school bag and going to school. Now, when I research the topic a bit, I understand that anything that distracts you from the process of working, process of learning, is just awful. Like, you get distracted and you basically do nothing productively. It's so bad. My granddad was telling me, please do not watch TV this much, because you'll get tired, you will trash your brain with some shit and all of this stuff. Then I was thinking like, it's just a TV, just some news, just some cartoons, just some movies. Turns out that everything that we consume on social media and the movies and the talks and the speeches and all this, it accumulates in our brain and really affects how we think and what we do in our lives. In that sense, my grandparents were just right. But we cannot forget that every human makes mistakes and sometimes tells us lies. Maybe not consciously, maybe willing the best for you, but they can really lie. And with older generations, they have a lot of wisdom. They can give you some advice on life, but they're not always right. Please keep that in mind, because they can wish only the best for you. They can wish the best of the best for you. But for them, it's their truth. In their times, it worked. In their life, it worked. And the fact that it worked in their life doesn't mean that it will work in our time, in your life. Because time has changed and you are a completely different person. Yes, you're a family, member of blood family, basically. But that doesn't mean that everything that suits them will suit you. So please do not forget about your critical reasoning. Please analyze everything that goes into you, because one time you will take their word as truth and it will be not truth. You'll fuck up somewhere in life and it will give you some lessons. So you need to pick the most useful advices, the most useful pieces of wisdom, and to use them in your life. But the paradox is that we can't really understand what is what. And only after years and years, after decades, probably after these people has passed out, we can understand that my grandparents were right. They told me this when I was a little child, and right now I'm here, grown up, adult, and only now I understand what they said then. It's a really cool thing to have. You need to be careful with it, as I said, because not always it's true, not always it's relatable to your life, but the wisdom of generations was passing by all of the generations. I don't know how old is my family, I didn't research it that much, But I don't know, 200 years ago, some people said something to their sons, to their daughters. Their daughters and sons said something to their sons and daughters. So it's just passing by through the generations, and something came to me. Because people were always passing by everything further down the timeline. And it's cool, but at the same time it's strange because times are changing really rapidly and we cannot really relate the old devices to our time. But it's up to you, because you need to analyze everything, you need to make decisions, you need to make conclusions, and be yourself, be unique, and be in this world to present your inner self, your inner wisdom. And the sad part is that when we will be parents, when I will be a parent, my kids will not listen to me the same way as I didn't with my parents. Because it's just how it works. I will be a dad, I'll tell my son, "Son, please do not bring your modern device." I don't know what it will be in the times, but don't bring your modern device with you into bed, into a school, if there will be schools. Because it will fuck up your sleep and your attention and all of this. He will not listen to me because it's just so enjoyable to play games, to sit in the social media, to communicate with all of the people and to see some photos. He will not listen to me, but it's okay because it's just how it works and we need to accept it. Yeah. So, take wisdom from older generations, analyze it, please. Process it through your brain, make some decisions, make some conclusions, and only then decide whether you want to act on them or just keep them just in case of.